So, you just got an EV, or maybe you're thinking about it. Everyone talks about range and charging, but there's a few surprises that no one will tell you about. Here's my top 5 list of surprises that new EV owners experience that no one's talking about. From weird braking to how weather affects your range, and even why EV tires can sometimes wear out faster depending on how you drive, there's a lot to learn. Stick around as I talk about the top 5 things that surprises new EV owners in their ownership experience. And trust me, some of these things might even change how you think about electric vehicles. So let's get into it. So the first thing that new EV owners experience when they first drive the car is that the braking or regenerative braking feels weird. And I think weird is probably the word I hear the most for new EV owners. When you're slowing down with your electric vehicle and you release the accelerator, no longer called the gas pedal, it's the accelerator. When before you press the brake, there's something called regenerative braking that's going to be happening with your electric vehicle, and what it's doing is it's turning your momentum into power and it's recharging the battery. And different cars will have different rates at which they do this, but basically it'll feel like in the old days if you were gearing down your old-fashioned vehicle and you're using the gears to slow you down. This is going to feel like you're pressing the brake pedal, but you're actually not. Some vehicles are tuned so that they feel very natural and similar to an automatic transmission vehicle, an old gas vehicle. And some of them are tuned differently to be more aggressive in the regenerative braking. But basically what's happening is when you stop accelerating, you release that accelerator pedal, and you have no feet on either pedal. Your car is going to be using your momentum to recharge the battery, and it's going to be slowing down your vehicle more quickly than it would be if you were just coasting. Now, if you want to slow down even more quickly, you can still press the brakes, and the brake pedal may have slightly different feel, but in any case, what's happening is you're getting back some of that energy you've lost, rather than all the energy just going into the brake pads as heat. What's happening is some of that energy is going back into your electric vehicle, and on the instrument cluster or on the dash, it's going to sometimes even show you how much power is going back into the battery. So when you first get into an electric vehicle, when you're slowing down, it may feel different or weird, but you do very quickly get used to it. The second surprise that new EV owners have is that weather dramatically impacts the range you get on your vehicle. So when you look at the specs on your vehicle and you're looking at purchasing it, it's probably going to say you have a certain size battery. It's probably going to say it has a certain size range, and that range can be achieved. Similar with gas vehicles, they'll have a certain gas mileage or fuel efficiency rating that they'll have. And if you ever bought a vehicle and then you don't end up getting that efficiency level, well, those levels are set during really ideal conditions. And the same thing with electric vehicles. If it has a specific range it says it can do, that's really in an ideal situation. So what can I describe as ideal? Ideal is typically room temperature, 20 degrees Celsius or 70 Fahrenheit. It also means it's a nice sunny day outside and a little wind, and you're on a flat surface and you're traveling at, say, 60 to 80 kilometers per hour or 40 to 50 miles per hour. It's typically not judged based on freeway driving or fast, quick driving. It's also typically not judged on temperatures that are really hot or really cold. So the further you get away from those conditions, the less your range will be. So in other words, the colder it gets or the hotter it gets or the faster you drive, the smaller your range is going to be. In certain extreme situations, like in the Canadian winter, when it gets down to minus 30 degrees Celsius or minus 25 Fahrenheit, the range can drop as much as 40% because you're using a lot more power for your heat, and the whole car itself is also, all the bearings and all the other parts are harder to turn. Similar to a gas car, in the depths of winter, your gas mileage will decrease significantly. The same as an electric vehicle, your range will decrease significantly as well. The next thing that new EV owners learn quickly is that not all charging is the same. There's 3 different levels of charging. Level 1 or 120 volt charging is just a regular wall outlet in North America. Then there's level 2 or 240 volt charging. That's similar to your plug that you might find on your dryer. And that charging is going to be faster. And then, and by the way, those level 1 and level 2 charging, that's the kind of charging you'll be doing in your home because that's the power you have available there. The level 3 charging is something that would be done on the road or outside of your home only as necessary to complete your driving for the day. So if you're able to do all of your errands and get to all the places you need to do during the day, then I would run the battery down until you get home and then charge it up overnight. But if you're going on a road trip or a longer distance, then you need to visit one of those, what they call level 3 DC fast charging stations. And those ones will recharge your car from about 20% to 80% in about 15 to 30 minutes and allow you to continue on for the rest of your day. But I would recommend not using those unless you absolutely have to, because typically they do cost a little bit more than recharging at home, which is typically your less expensive way to charge your car. So there's several different ways to charge. The ones at home are going to take longer because they're simply not as powerful and it's going to take several hours, but hopefully you're at home for many hours over the night and your vehicle will recharge overnight. Another thing that surprises new EV owners is that electric vehicles have great performance and they also have a very low center of gravity, so they're very safe. And what I mean is the battery in the vehicle is typically under the floor of the vehicle, and that's the heaviest part of the vehicle. So it's typically going to have a very low center of gravity. It's going to be very resistant to rolling over or causing any undue swaying in adverse weather conditions. Also, if you're driving in snow, it typically performs very well as well. Of course, the tires have a big impact on that additionally, but if you are driving in snow and you have that low center of gravity and you have good tires, you're going to be very successful at achieving your destination even in inclement weather. One of the things you'll miss as a new EV owner is stopping at the gas station every few days or every week, and you won't be able to have a chance to pick up a snack or do that. You'll just simply pass by the gas station on your way home, and typically you would just recharge your vehicle at home. Most of the time you'll wake up in the morning to a full or almost full fuel tank or battery, and you'll not need to stop at the gas station anymore going forward. So if you used to buy a lottery ticket every week and fill up your car on Fridays, you'll have to make some different arrangements to get the lottery ticket, or maybe you'll still stop at the gas station, but you won't be getting gas. You'll just pass by. You'll also find that when your coworkers are complaining about the price of gas, you'll maybe not have noticed what the price of gas is because you're just filling up with your electricity at home. In some instances, electric vehicle tires can wear out faster. Now, one of the things that you'll notice with the performance of your vehicle is that it is quite peppy. The electric vehicles have a lot of torque, a lot of power, and that means it could be leading you to driving more spiritedly or quickly and accelerating rapidly from stoplights or from red lights. And when you're doing that, even if you're not spinning the tires and you're not hearing the squealing noise, you still are putting a little bit more wear on the tires if you're accelerating a lot more rapidly, so your drive tires can often wear out more quickly. However, if you drive very cautiously and carefully, your tires should last about the same. EVs are slightly heavier, so they can wear out a bit quicker, but in my experience, I haven't really noticed that, and it's more related to how your driving style is. If you're fully utilizing the power of your electric vehicle and you're accelerating rapidly, that will be what wears out your tires a lot faster than simply cautious and moderate driving. So I hope these items are of interest to you, and hopefully we've shared a few things that maybe were surprises to you as a new EV owner. Hopefully this was helpful to you. If you found it interesting or informative, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, and also if you would consider subscribing for future videos, I'd much appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.